Okay, so first of all, Dana, thank you for letting me lead the call tonight. I was definitely really excited. I was excited to volunteer, and then I thought, oh, wait, what am I going to talk about? So my husband and I were talking, and he's like, well, what are you good at? I'm like, oh, I don't know. I guess I'm good at some things. But then I actually attended a webinar that Julianne Jones did last week, and she had a lot of really good information. And I've listened to it 2 or 3 times now, and I took some notes. And so that is what I'm going to go through tonight, and I think it'll be really, really helpful. So I'm actually recording myself on my laptop talking to you guys. So if anybody misses anything, I guess I'm going to have a video of me talking to y'all. So I can share that after the fact. So if you can't take notes, no big deal. But basically, the focus of her webinar was about systems. And so I'm actually not going to talk to you about something that I'm good at. I'm going to talk to you about something that I have struggled with. I don't know if anyone can relate, but for some reason, well, let me back up real quick because you guys, some of you don't know who I am. So my name is Melina Dixon. I joined Pink Zebra about 2.5 years ago, December 2012. Before that, I had about 8 years experience with another direct sales company. I kind of hung my hat with that company and told my husband I was out of direct sales. And then a friend of mine started selling Pink Zebra. And I told her I would host a party for her because I wanted to support her business. She gets to my house, sets up everything, and I'm like, maybe I should just join your team. And so I argued with my husband for about 3 weeks to do it. And he said, you told me you were done with direct sales. And I'm like, yeah, this seems different. That's what I kept telling him. This seems different. And I was right. So anyways, so even 2.5 years later, I'm still not perfect. I still don't have it all figured out. And I'm sure some of you guys can relate. For some reason, I never quite feel like I'm as organized as I should be. So this webinar that I listened to last week really hit home for me. And there's a lot of like actionable steps that you can start doing right now. And it'll just, I guess, give you some peace and some calmness. So before I get to the systems, she shared 5 crucial areas for your business. So I want to share that first. So the first is your mindset. And that, it's so funny. When I heard that, I thought, well, duh, yeah, that is, like, we're our own worst enemy in this business. We allow ourselves to believe that we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we're not pretty enough. We tell ourselves all these lies about why we can't be successful. So your mindset is huge. Determine what you want and then use tools like visualization and affirmations to move you forward. And so I was reminded from my previous direct sales company, they had something called the mental bath. And every day we were supposed to take a bath. And so I'll tell you what all those letters stand for and how they kind of can transfer to Pink Zebra. So the B in bath stands for bookings. And I think the idea was that we were supposed to get a booking every single day in that business. And I don't know, for me, I don't book something every single day. I do something around my business every day, but this could be just making a booking attempt, following up with a party guest who expressed interest in hosting, or trying to contact or follow up with someone you met at an event. So you don't actually have to book something, but attempt to. And I think if you're doing that 5 days a week, that's huge. That can create a lot of bookings for you. The A stands for affirmation. And an affirmation is just something that you say that isn't necessarily happening now, but you're basically like kind of speaking it into existence. So an affirmation could be, everyone wants to book a Pink Zebra party with me. My hosts have so much fun and they earn so much free product. And you could say that to yourself every day, and then eventually it's true. The T stands for tape, and we don't have cassette tapes anymore. At least I don't. But that could be listening to any kind of positive. There's stuff all over YouTube. I actually try to listen to something motivational, or just something direct sales related kind of every single day. Like I try to listen while I'm at my full-time job, just on my phone, on my headphones, because sometimes I just need some positiveness to even deal with my job. And the H stands for hotline. And so back in my former company, we had a number that we called into, and we could basically call and say, hey, it's Melina. I took my mental bath today. I booked a party. I said my affirmation. I listened to blah, blah, blah. And now I'm calling into the hotline. Well, we don't have a hotline, but I was thinking of how that could kind of transfer to Pink Zebra. And that could simply be checking in on your team page. If you're a leader who has a team page, posting something for your team, something positive, or just hey, how's everybody doing? Or it could be going to Dana's team page, answer a question for another consultant, ask a question yourself if there's something that you're not sure of. And so those are just 4 little things that you can do, every day if you want. I mean, it's your business, so you can decide whether or not to. But I think once you get kind of in that mindset, some really awesome things start happening. Okay, so the next crucial area of your business and the focus of my the call tonight is creating duplicatable systems. And so I'm super excited, and hopefully the things I share tonight will excite you guys too, because they really are, they're tiny, but they can be huge for your business. Systems are essential for your business and for training your team. So if you start doing these systems and teaching your team to do these systems and so on and so forth, then everybody's super organized and we're all just selling $1 bajillion of Pink Zebra, every month and growing our teams like crazy. The next crucial area of your business is a successful party formula. And this consists of your party mindset. So when you get to your party, are you negative? Are you positive? If you go in with a positive attitude and positive expectancy, even if the sales aren't what you were maybe hoping for, you're still going to really enjoy yourself. But if you go in there thinking, oh, she said she was going to have 10 people and I only see 3, this party's going to suck, then you kind of get what you ask for. So just keep a positive attitude, because even with 3 guests, you really just never know who's at that party. And if you've been around and heard from Colby, or if you attended the April rally, it's not the first sale that counts, it's actually the second. So our parties are just kind of the gateway to that second sale anyways. The next crucial area is a successful host coaching formula. And that is where you focus on building a relationship with your host. That way she knows you're serious, you're showing up for this party, and you're setting some expectations of what you need from her to make sure that the party is successful as well. And then this also includes sharing the opportunity with your host as part of your coaching. So I've done it in the past where I've basically said, hey, I know you're interested in Pink Zebra, this party could be yours, but I haven't been really I haven't done it consistently, so it's something that I'm going to offer every single time regardless, because I want to be consistent, and I think the more you ask, the better your results are. And then the last is a successful team building formula. So I don't know how everybody does their parties, but sharing the business opportunity definitely should be a part of it. A lot of people skate over it because they feel like they're being preachy, or maybe coming off like they're not sincere. But honestly, sharing your why you joined this company, and sharing, how this business has changed your life, even if you're new and it's just provided you with some girlfriend time, some new friends, that's going to change throughout the course of your career anyways. But just sharing that is huge, and it's going to change how you sponsor at your parties. All right. So now we're going to talk about the duplicatable system. So the first is 2 steps for following up with a host after they have booked their party. So the first follow-up item, and this is after you book a party. So say you go to a party, someone there books a party, the next day you are going to give them a morning after call. It's called the MAC, the morning after call. So that is where you will thank her for booking and let her know just how excited you are for the party. And if you two have already set up a time to get together to chat about her party, like if you're setting up a host coaching appointment, then just remind her of that as well. So that's the morning after booking the party. That same day, you're also going to want to put a handwritten thank you note in the mail. And it's essentially going to say pretty much the same thing you said on the call. And if your host is in your area, she's probably going to get it the very next day. So she books the party, and this is what Julianne Jones kind of said. She books the party, and then driving home, she has booker's remorse, and she thinks, oh, why did I agree to this? And not every host is like that, but you'd be surprised how many are. So then the next day she gets a call from you, and hopefully you're able to leave a voicemail, and then she hears how excited you are. And then the day after that, she's going to get a card from you, and she's going to think, oh my goodness, I must be the only party she has. I can't cancel on her. I have to hold my party. But it helps the host see how committed you are. And, that will in turn make her give you her commitment as well. All right. So the next systems are 3 basic tools for party organization. And the first, I'm so excited about this. It's setting up a mobile office. So have you ever been out and about running errands and you run into someone and you're like, oh, I want to give her a business card, but I don't have any? Well, if you had a mobile office in your trunk, then you'd have a business card. And let me actually pull up everything that goes into your mobile office. I took a screenshot and I emailed it to myself. Well, maybe I lied. Oh, here it is. Okay. So your mobile office. So start out with like a plastic container. She has one pictured, and it just looks like a file box, but it's plastic. It has a lid on top, and then a special little compartment where you can put Post-its and maybe paper clips and all that stuff. I don't know if all that's really vital, but it's a hard plastic box. And she suggests getting like hanging file folders to go in it, or you can get, I guess, any kind of folders, but you're going to want at least 3 catalogs in your mobile office. You're going to want at least 10 order forms, at least 5 host brochures. And do we have host brochures? I don't know if we actually have host brochures per se, but we have those shop host join brochures that you can get through ZebraNet. At least 5 recruiting brochures. And if you use party date cards, I think we may have those on ZebraNet under the resources section. But so if you're using those, have at least 5. Have at least 1 complete hostess packet. At least 10 wish lists. At least 10 guest care cards or drawing slips, whatever you use at your parties and events. And then business cards. And that should stay in the trunk of your car, and the only time you should take it out is when you're refilling it. So I think the scenario she gave is she actually drove to a party 20 minutes away from her house and realized she didn't have any order forms. And she vowed to never be in that bind again, so the mobile office can come in handy if you forget something. I actually forget at least one thing, it seems like, every single time I have a party. And the world keeps spinning and everything goes fine. But I always go, oh, I wanted to bring that, and then I didn't. So at least with your mobile office, as far as paperwork and brochures go, you'll be covered. The next basic tool for party organization is a party binder. And she's actually in the picture showing one of those binders that zips up. I think of like one of those 5-star binders. I don't know if they still sell them or not, but they had a binder that basically you could zip up and it was all closed up, and it kind of looked like a little like a little briefcase. But in your party binder, you're going to want pins, a calculator, order forms, party date cards, the host and any guest specials, any additional brochures, and then a spot for your calendar. And so the party binder is everything you need to help run your parties. And I feel like a lot of the items in the party binder are going to be kind of things you'll use towards the end of the party. When you're totaling up orders, when you're getting bookings, you'll have your calendar there. If someone says, I'm looking for a business opportunity, do you have more information? Then you have a brochure there that you can give them. And then the third basic tool for party organization is lap boards, LAP boards. And I am in the process of making some of these. I already stumbled across this idea, and I found one binder at my house. So I have 2 lap boards, and basically you just want, a 1-inch binder. Get them as cheap as you possibly can because they are kind of, they can be expensive. But you're going to cut the middle part of the binder off. So cut off the part with the rings, and then you should just have 2 lap boards there, and you can put your catalog, an order form, a wish list, whatever kind of paperwork you're giving out at your party, you can have right there in that lap board. And then when it comes time for them to write their order or make a wish list, or if you're using the, like a checklist for the different scents, then they have something to bear down on. Plus, it's easy for you to refill that and then shove it back in a party bag, and then you're good till your next party. So I'm really excited about that, and I'm going to find some more binders and finish that out. All right. So the next system she has is a host coaching follow-up system. And this is not like the nuts and bolts of how to follow up, but just some tips. The first is clear directions for your new host so she knows what's expected. Consistently follow up with your host. So decide, just decide how you're going to follow up with her leading up to the party. Hopefully you guys are meeting in person or over the phone for 20 minutes, chatting about her party. And then you're touching base with her, maybe a week before the party, asking her if there's anything she needs, any orders you can help her, total up, and then follow up maybe 2 to 3 days before, just to get an idea of your head count. And those are just tips from me. That's not anything that Julianne said. I was just trying to come up with a follow-up system, but it can really be whatever you want. And then you'll be relationship building throughout the process, and then make sure that your hostess coaching follow-up system is duplicatable. That way you can teach it to your team. And then there's actually going to be something that I'll be typing up, and I'll be loading it on the files section of Dana's team page, and that's a host packet checklist. So you're going to obviously give her a host packet, and you should have a cover letter basically explaining to her what the contents are, a wish list, catalogs. Julianne Jones suggests giving her 5 catalogs. That I'm not personally comfortable with that. I used to give my host 2, and now I give them 1 because I find that I'm not getting them back anyways, and they're not necessarily getting me a lot of outside orders. So the 2 catalogs were really just 2 for them to lose. So I'm being a little frugal. So whatever your comfort level is, go with that. But I'm currently doing 1. Outside order forms. So that could just be our regular order forms. Include an envelope to collect money for the outside orders. Include the current month host special and any guest specials. Sponsoring info, and then some postcard invitations. And so what I'm going to actually add with that is, hold on, let me find my notes because this is pretty awesome. So she actually does a whole envelope for every party she has. And so I'm going to create a form that you could basically print out and stick on that envelope. And so it's going to have a place where you can write the host's name, the date of the party, your follow-up steps and when you want to accomplish them, and then just any place for any notes. And I'm personally right now putting all my customer info into a binder. So I'm going to have like a little sheet protector for each customer. But if your follow-up is a little different, you want to do it by party, then you could actually take all the order forms from that party and put them in that envelope. And then you'll know based on when that party was, when to follow up, and you'll have all that information in one place. But if not, you can use that envelope for really anything. You could print out the order, the order form from ZebraNet if you want to put it in there. But I think the actual sheet that I'm going to create is probably the most helpful part. Just having everything on one sheet and in one place. All right. I think that might be it. I talked a lot. So hopefully that was all. Oh, there's one thing I didn't say. And so the start of Julianne's webinar, she mentioned the fortune is in the follow-up. And it's just really important that you choose a follow-up system that works for you. So if you are a paper person, then make sure that that paper system allows you to follow up consistently. If you're using an electronic like calendar, like in your iPhone or in your smartphone, having reminders of when you want to follow up with people. And if you're not doing that kind of stuff, if you don't have a good system, then you end up kind of in the boat that I'm in, where I feel like I have to call all of my customers, and I feel like I need to do it like tomorrow, even though that's not realistic. But I don't have a good system. I contact people when I think of them, so I know I'm missing people. So getting an electronic system, I think, is what's probably going to work the best for me. So I'm in the process of putting that together because I feel like I'm missing people, and I don't want them to forget about me. So that was it. This is my information. So I apologize if I overloaded your brains, but I thought it was all really, really good information. And like I said, I did record myself on a video. I'm mostly looking at my iPad, so I'm not really looking at the camera. But if you don't mind looking at the top of my head, then I'm happy to share the video.
Does anybody have any questions? If y'all do, just unmute yourself for a minute and ask. If you don't mind, Melina.
I don't mind at all. If I don't know the answer, I'll make one up.
There you go.